人願捨身。這禮物化作活存的心靈，幸福是接受和活出這禮物的真諦，教我學習愛到痛時就如遇見主。人一生追與趕，豔陽縱使多耀眼，如若沒愛，彷彿天空阻隔了光線的障幔。請潔淨我心眼，長流着愛的恩泉，清澈璀璨。
On my way there, I think about halfway through the afternoon, we were told that somebody had died en route, and I think it was just a very intense, emotional experience. Near the end of my stay, unfortunately, some violence broke out due to the elections that was happening at that time.
人需要愛同埋被愛，而愛包含咗付出同犧牲，而付出係需要時間同埋耐性嘅。喺忙忙碌碌嘅生活當中，要犧牲一啲自己嘅時間去幫助人並唔容易，但只要有愛心就能夠做得到。Peggy Lee 喺讀大學嘅期間，喺大多市服務，照顧一啲無家可歸嘅露宿者，並自告奮勇到其他國家幫助窮人同病人。期間遇到唔同嘅挑戰。作為天主教徒嘅佢，喺困難嘅情況之下，仍然能夠繼續去愛呢啲有需要嘅人。原來呢份愛嘅動力，早已經喺多倫多西區醫院工作嘅時候萌芽。
In that area, they serve a variety of different patients in their community, including people who are living on the streets and are struggling with mental illness and addictions. So while I was there, I worked in the waiting room. I volunteered and met a woman who was just leaving the hospital. She's been discharged, and she was choosing to spend some time in the waiting room, talking with patients, kind of asking questions, talking with me. And so I think she was just feeling a little bit lost, a little bit confused. And she was also making some of the other patients feel a little uncomfortable. So I went and I talked with her and calmed her down a bit.
幾個月之後，嗰位女士因為濫用藥物而再次被送到急症室。Peggy 擔心呢位女士濫用藥物嘅情況會更加嚴重，但又唔知道點樣去幫佢。呢個情況令 Peggy 感覺到好傷心。
There's not very much that the hospital can do for her. They can take care of her, make her well again, but then they just have to let her go, and that's not going to change anything for her life. And I think it was the first time I really thought of and started to understand how God's heart breaks for those of us who are marginalized and who are poor, who are broken. And I think that was really eye-opening for me. And so I think it made me realize that I needed to engage my faith into doing something, into learning to love people as much as God loves people.
呢一件事令 Peggy 開始關注到社會嘅不公義。佢同一班志同道合嘅年輕基督徒參加咗一個志願機構，去幫助嗰啲無家可歸嘅人，令佢哋感覺到社會俾佢哋嘅關懷。
I think it was a really good learning experience for me and for all of us to understand that, the important things in life is about the relationships that we build with one another, and that, there's, a ton of places in Toronto that people can just get food, but they won't have the kind of love and the kind of care that I think is so intrinsic to God's kingdom.
而 Peggy 亦都關注到全球性嘅社會問題，亦都希望到亞洲其他國家服務。佢到泰國做咗3個星期嘅義工。由於佢對醫療保健工作有興趣，佢有機會喺一間佛寺舉辦嘅善終服務部做義工，服務一啲愛滋病人。
So I was in Thailand for about 3 weeks in August of 2006, and so while I was in Thailand, I was actually volunteering at a daycare. So I had an opportunity to work with some of the kids there. There were about 500 kids at this daycare. And so it was a really good opportunity to kind of play with the kids, take care of them, help out the staff there. And so they were really warm, really loving, really giving. We were working mostly in the acute ward where people were bedridden, and we did a lot of different work. I helped with bringing water to people, I gave massages, I changed diapers, I took people for walks. There was always just little things that needed to be done. My first day there was really difficult because it was just a lot to kind of get used to all at once. On my way there, I think about halfway through the afternoon, we were told that somebody had died en route, and I think it was just a very intense, emotional experience.
想唔到第一日開始照顧病人就接觸到死亡，令 Peggy 感到非常震驚，唔知道應唔應該留低。事實上，當我哋喺迷失嘅時候，天主會賜俾我哋智慧去面對困惑，只係我哋願唔願意開放自己嘅心靈。
So I think that night I went back to the hotel and I was like, I'm not sure I want to stay here. I feel like this is pretty difficult. I don't know if I can continue to be here because it's just like it just felt really overwhelming. And so the next day, I think after praying and reading the Bible and just really recognizing that, God is present in a place like this. It's a temple of life as well, and it's not just for the dying. I think I just had to go back with a different attitude, and I think my faith really helped me in that sense.
喺服務期間經歷到生同死，改變咗佢對生命嘅態度，明白到世上嘅生命係有終結嘅，只有跟隨耶穌先至能夠得到永生，並且需要善用天主賜俾我哋今世嘅生命。
I think that when we think about life and death, I think that it just reminds me that that we really only have this one life, and it's a finite life. It's at one point it will end. I think we're reminded, and I'm reminded that we really have to make the most out of the life that we have today, and that God gives us this one life, and He gives us all these gifts and blessings, and challenges, and that we need to make the moments that He gives us worthy of Him. We want to make our life glorify Him, and we want to be able to serve because He loved us enough to give us life, and we do have that hope in Jesus, that we do have a new life, and that at death is not the end, it's a new beginning. I've gained a better appreciation for life, and I recognize that what's really important in life, it's not about how much money we have or the things that we have, but the people in our lives and the relationships that we build and our relationship with God.
當熱愛為天主工作嘅愛火一旦被燃點，愛火就會不斷燃燒。之後 ，Peggy 就同一班青年去咗秘魯1個月，幫助當地嘅窮人建立自己嘅社區。
So we were there to really to learn about the culture, to understand more about international development, and to really be able to give in any way that we could. So, for example, part of it was raising money to help build a school that we were going to go down there and help to actually build as well.